I'm excited. Today I'm going to show you my top 10 favorite plants for the month of August. And we got a good mix today. I'm really happy with this list. The first plant is the Anthurium Forgetii. I'm obsessed, guys. Like, seriously, this Anthurium is everything. Okay. Wow. I don't know if the color is blown out because my ring light is doing a thing. But yeah, I am so obsessed with these leaves. And ooh, look at this. Oh, it is everything. Okay, I really want to get, what is it called? The dark form, like the true dark form Forgetii, where there's like no veining. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would just love that plant so much. I think I mentioned this before, but I am starting to flush my Anthuriums that are more on the velvet side of the spectrum, I guess, I don't know. And yeah, I'm trying to maintain the darkness in the leaves, and I'm doing that by just keeping her just off to the side here. I know there's a south-facing window. I go on and on and on about how the light intensity is not actually that high. So I would say she's getting low to medium light where she is. Again, super easy. I had this plant in my living room before. She did push out a few leaves, this one included, and I think this is the oldest leaf. Oh my God, look at the difference. Wow, look at the difference in the size. That's so cute. And then these two, this one, and this one came out living just over there. Y'all know my opinions about humidity. It's not that important. Plants do like it, and they will thrive with humidity, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you need it at a very, very high percentage for plants to be happy. Forgetii, in my opinion, tends to be more hardy than other velvet leaf anthuriums. And so yeah, here we are. We're looking really good. Second plant, Philodendron Luxurians. Okay, before I show it, so this is the leaf I posted on my Instagram on Friday, I think. It's still not hardened off, but I just need to show you proof that it's not damaged. Oh, I'm so happy with this leaf. I'm so happy with this new leaf. Oh my gosh, it's glowing. You are glowing. Oh, it looks so good. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I thought the last leaf was pretty impressive, which is this one. You'll see that the leaf will eventually darken to this color, but look how much bigger. She's not damaged, and yeah, she's everything. If anyone has questions about these dots, it's not pest related. If you have any sort of philodendron, I see this with my McDowell, I see this with my gloriosum, I even see this with my branchiatum. It's the nectaries. So philodendrons will secrete like sugars from like the leaf, and then it just leaves kind of like this pigmentation or this light spot where it was secreted. So it's not any sort of pest. But yeah, this plant is like, I don't know, it's so pretty. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the backs are still kind of red. Yeah, you can see it. Look at that. Wow. Okay, maybe, can you even see it? Okay, comparison, look at the other leaf here, like not red at all. And then this one, I'm scared I'm gonna like poke it with my finger. I should put it away. Oh my God, this looks so good. Wow. Okay, this plant has been kind of challenging. I find that they're kind of difficult if they don't have like a good root system. I found that when this plant secured itself in the pond and also the moss pole, I'll get to that in a bit, she started taking off. You'll see that with the older growth, look how small the leaf is compared to the newest one. There's some crunching crispinesses on the edges. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to observe just because I would say I'm still kind of new to growing this plant. Y'all know that 2 years ago, she was in her glory. I think she probably had 4 leaves like now. And then she had root rot. I caught it too late. I had to cut everything back, put it in a cup of pot. Oh my God, do y'all remember that? It was like a year. It was a year-ish ago, I think I did that. And yeah, eventually she started pushing out new growth, so yay. This is the first leaf that hasn't come out stuck. Every single leaf had that happen. And I don't know why, I think it was airflow. And actually I have moved this to a higher airflow area. So she's right under my vent. Like this new leaf unfurled while it was being pummeled by air conditioning. So I think that's why she came out all right. And so yay, I'm happy. This is gonna sound bad. It's been a while since I've been like excited about a philodendron. So this is big, guys, this is big. Another thing, I know these philodendrons don't necessarily need or like a ton of light. So when she had this leaf and this leaf, I had it under a grow light. Because she was established already, I decided to move her away. So she is getting light from the west facing window, but it's not a lot. I still think that this philodendron is getting low to medium light. But are you kidding? I've waited so long. It's been so long. Still gonna protect this with my life, and I have during this time since it died from root rot before. I am watching my watering habits. I know these philodendrons are terrestrial philodendrons, but I want to experiment growing terrestrial philodendrons on a moss pole. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I almost dropped it. Oh my god. I can't even describe the amount of tinglies that I am feeling in my upper body. I had to like put it on the ground because I was afraid I was gonna drop it for realsies. Oh my god. That'd be funny though. Like, oh my god, this is the first leaf that isn't damaged and then it just breaks. Autobus pole, there's one set of aerial roots that has grown into the moss, and so yay, the plant feels secure, and yeah. Okay, I think I'm okay. So yay. Back from the dead, Alocasia golden bone. Okay, y'all were probably wondering, where has the this isn't a philodendron. Where has the Alocasia golden bone been? She was, at one point, just one of my signature plants. And then I grew really big, I had a lot of growth points. There was just a moment during the winter where I had her in the living room, and that's just because, for some odd reason, even though I treated with beneficials, this is the only plant that still had spider mites after the treatments, but I just kind of had to isolate it in the living room from the rest of my collection. And so I have a few stalks that I chop and, you know, put them in certain substrates. This one is in leca, just in a deli container. You can see a root there. You can see some branching right there. And that's new root growth. I didn't have it before. And I'm super excited because this leaf is just stunning. I mean, look at her. I can't even, I don't know. I'm so excited to have her again. And okay, this isn't the only plant. I'm just showing this one because it's my favorite leaf out of all the ones that I can see. The thing that I have found with alocasias, at least in my experience, if they're in leca and their roots sit in a reservoir for a prolonged period of time, I'm not talking about like a few weeks, even a few months, I'm talking for like months to a year. In my experience, they just die off. They become squishy. And so for this plant, when she was in the big bucket, I did have to trim the roots a lot. I'm just so happy. Okay, I'll show you like the big one. Okay, there's like no place I can put her. Wow. So here, she's kind of a mess. So okay, let me start off with this. Future Kevin put in a picture. I cut off everything off of this alocasia. So she was just left with these stalks. Again, it was just a way of minimizing the spider mites, minimizing the foliage, essentially just taking away, you know, places that they like. I did treat it again with beneficials when she didn't have any foliage. Threw her in a new planter of leca and just waited, put her under a grow light. And look at how many, like, there's so many growth points. Look at this, there's maybe like 6. You can see she's kind of messy because there's so many and they're all kind of competing, but I'm so happy that she's back and like happy. I might have to transfer her to that bucket. Yeah, leaves are still young. Leaves are still young. Here's a corm. When I took it out of the leca, there were all these corms. The stratum is falling. You can see that some are starting to do their thing. I'll get to this when I do my hot takes video, but stratum, what's the big deal? Why are people overhyping this substrate? It's not that great, guys. Anyhow, so I don't know. I want to say there's like 20 corms in here. We got a few little babies in pawn. Here's one. She had this leaf for the longest time, and finally she pushed out a really pretty one. Okay, oh my god, look at that. I never checked this one because I just kind of fill up the reservoir. Look at that branching. It's so cute. Isn't this so cute? Ooh. But yeah, I'm just so happy that the plant has bounced back, free of spider mites, and just a beauty. Probably not a surprise to most people. Hoya Mathilde Splash is the next one. Oh, I mean, look at that. I can't. I can't, especially on these clear trellises that I got from Lauren from Nursery Tropicals. They're amazing. I am so in love with them. I don't know, the splash is continuing. For the most part, you can see that that is a new leaf. And yeah, even at the top here, like if I rotate, look at all that. The goal is to obviously have this fill a trellis, but also just have as many growth points coming out from the main vine that are splashy. So I am still cutting when there's like green leaves. I don't think there's any right now that I need to like get rid of. I think every growth point has a fantastic amount of splash. It's just, I don't know, it's wild. I just can't believe that I achieved this look. And I personally believe that I got so lucky when it comes to bringing out the splash. I think that's another reason why I'm so in love with her. And obviously because I made the decision to start chopping and kind of like selecting certain vines and nodes to bring out the variegation. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to find one that has, you know, a vine of splash or silver that's consistent and like this degree. I don't know. So I'm very happy with this. I'll show you an example again because I always seem to do this. So here were some propagations. Y'all are probably so sick and tired of hearing about this, but I propagated some vines from that first plant that were kind of a mix of like green and splash. So I was essentially trying to take away a lot of the green, but you can see that some vines, like this one at the front here, amazing. You can see that one there, some over there. But there's some specifically up here that are just green. I think in my next, like my Hoya planter video, I'm probably going to cut a couple of these and put them in ponds, see what happens. But yeah, like I see specimens that kind of look like this, like they're kind of mixed with green. I'm super happy with mine. And it's just like all silver. Like that's just everything. But anyhow, here she is. And just one of my faves. I'm just so happy with it. Monstera Adansonii, everyone. Okay, I know she looks like a mess, but I am so happy and so thrilled, first of all, at how full this planter is. If y'all didn't know, I like struggled with this plant a lot. And so seeing this, it's just amazing. You can see that variegation is like kind of questionable. You have some good leaves, like there's some down there. Now she's kind of getting medium light and she's kind of taken off. Again, there's probably like 8, 9 plants in here and they're all doing okay. This is such a weird looking leaf, but look at the next one. There's some green there. So I'm excited for that. Oh, this one's pretty. Like there, here. I'm just so happy with where she is now. She is still in leca. And also I find when the roots of the Adansonii grow into the reservoir, I don't know, they start acting up. But yeah, I'm happy that she's here. Ooh, look at this. I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing. I know in the beginning of the year I was like moss pole, moss pole, moss pole, but I don't know. I'm really gonna have to find maybe a couple of plants that are a good balance of variegation. Not too much white, not too much green, and just select and grow those ones. But anyhow, that's her. Philodendron Strawberry Shake. Now, I am absolutely stunned with how balanced the variegation is in this planter of propagations. Like like she is doing so well. Again, there's maybe like 4 or 5 cuttings in here, but it looks to me that all of them, except for maybe this plant looks more green, but still fine. Like look at that. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's one of the best like pots of specimens I have, and they're not getting highlight right now. It's probably just medium. There's a lot of plants that are kind of, but she's happy. She's doing okay. And I'm going to show you a bunch in this video. I was watching actually Kaylee Ellen's video about ugly rare plants, and she brought up the strawberry shake, and she also brought up what a pain it is when it comes to propagating and how slow they are to get to like a mature size. I would have to agree with that. Oh my gosh. And it's not only that, I get so frustrated when I see variegation going through the node of a single node or single leaf cutting, and then the node ends up pushing out a leaf that's either too variegated or too green. It's never like this. Like this is so uncommon in my experience. I don't think I have a good example because I think I threw them all away because they were just dying, but I guess this is the closest. So here's another baby. I'm not even kidding. I think probably a third of my propagations would push out just leaves that were close to this, but they had zero green. Like at least this plant, I think the only reason why it's surviving is because this green leaf is still here and there's a little bit of green there. But all the other ones that were just variegated, every time they pushed out a new leaf, the oldest leaf would die off, and so you would only have a plant that had like 1 or 2 leaves at a time. And it was just so frustrating that there was never any green. So that's an example of too much. So that would happen a third of the time. Yeah, I don't think I have a good example. Or you would get, and this one is okay, this specimen, but you get, you know, the flip side. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple more because this is the one that was in my reel. I'm obsessed. I don't know. First of all, shaped like a strawberry, but also variegation's like really, really there. And yeah, this one has been in pond for a little bit, you can see. Yeah, I just like really love this one. And here's another one. I'm just showing this because this new leaf is just so pretty in my opinion. And also this was an example of this plant just pushing out leaves that look like this. And you can see that these are the petioles that had those leaves, but they just died off because the plant couldn't sustain them. Again, I love propagating. And so yeah, it was so interesting to learn, you know, percentage wise, like how good those propagations were gonna be at the end. Let me know if you want me to do a video about strawberry shakes and just like propagating them and like care. I know it's not the most popular, but I feel like I have a lot of experience growing them. I mean, I have so many. Do you see why this one is so special? It's so special. Like the balance is just everywhere. I don't know. I love her. Look, she's so cute. Hoya, Heuschkeliana, variegated. Those pinks, man. She is like one of the cutest Hoyas I have. I just can't take it. And also, she's still in bloom. And I know this was like a debated topic with everyone. Okay, that one's doesn't smell like anything. Okay, here's the thing. Here are the cute little blooms. So this is actually the first time that this Hoya has bloomed for me. And they're so cute. They were smaller than I thought because I've always seen pictures of them up close, but they are just round and just cute. And okay, so that's one. The second one is like, look how cute. So the debate about the bloom scent, I guess. A lot of people said that they smell bad, they smell like spoiled dairy. A lot of people said that they smell like butterscotch. Actually, I think most people are saying that they smell sweet like butterscotch. First of all, the scent, in my opinion, it's not strong. And I tried smelling this or these blooms at multiple points in a day, so late at night, early morning, midday, and they're not particularly strong. I was saying that they smelled like feta cheese. And here's the thing, I don't have any issues with feta. I actually like feta a lot. I want to say maybe the second day, I started smelling a little bit, like a tiny bit of the butterscotch. So, I don't know. Look at her, y'all. So cute. Are you kidding? I can't. But yeah, it's always so nice because y'all know that my goal is to get all my Hoyas that I've ever owned to bloom. And so this was one that I've had for a couple years now. And so I'm very happy that she finally decided to give me flowers. And next plant, Anthurium Crystallinum crossed with Magnificum. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the veining is out of this world for a crystal mag. I don't know, I'm so in love with it. I love how intense it is. Kind of pushing to like the Clarinervium, you know, any of those types. I also love how thick the leaves are and how dark the leaves are. I have another crystal mag. I've had it for like 3 years at this point. It's more of a lighter green and there's less severe veining. And so watching this one grow is just everything. Newest leaf. I'm trying to be so careful, but do you see that the veining intensity is continuing? Like, I am so curious to know, like, what the parents look like. I got this from Nursery Tropicals, so I'm sure there's, like, a bunch of babies. Like, y'all probably have brothers and sisters of this plant. Do you see this? The veining is everything. I don't think this is damage. I think it's just, like, a malformation of some sort. I'm obsessed. I'm also obsessed, and I don't know if it's picking up on camera. It is really, like, a different kind of red. I guess that's because Magnificum... Is it Magnificum? Usually has that red. I don't know. In person, it looks really red. But are you kidding? Also, if y'all, okay, so these crystal mags, this one was gifted to me from Lauren from Nursery Tropicals. Thank you again. It was end of November of 2022. So I don't know if you bought one around that time from Lauren, send me a picture. I want to see what the siblings look like. Syngonium Wendlandii. I am so excited for specifically these leaves at the top. These leaves are my favorite leaves. It has just enough silver still present, but also still starting to become that tri-leaf situation with that separation. And so I'm obsessed. Y'all can see that, you know, there's a bunch in here, different stages. You know, usually small ones have a thicker streak, so you can see that there's some props right there. It's so gorgeous. Like this one over here, ooh, where is it? Is also has that tri-leaf separation, but it's more of a severe streak in the center. Look at that. I am so happy where she is now. There's only a few vines that are attached to the moss pole right now, just because a lot of them were younger. So you can see that these ones are just kind of clustered away where they're not attached. But the ones on the top here, yeah, they're doing their thing. And yay, look at that. That is beautiful. The roots have gone to the reservoir. I don't usually like filling it up all the way. And oh my God, the water is like dripping. I've talked about this before. Like I've felt these roots, even though they're brown, they're not dead. There are some dead ones, you know, now that I'm looking, but you can see some white ones over here. But this light brown, it's just a discoloration. It's still a healthy root. You can see that the white is branching from that. It's when the roots are like dark brown or black, that's when you should question, and there's a little bit there. I'll do that in maybe a plant tour video. She is a beauty. Hoya, pond is dropping. I don't know if you could hear it. Hoya Polyneura outer variegated. So this is, I think this is plant number 10. There might be 2 more, guys, I'm sorry. But plant number 10 is I am gonna have to make some cuttings just because she's kind of out of control. Believe it or not, I do want it to branch even more than this and have more growth points than, you know, what she already has. And I don't know, she is just so beautiful. She's so stunning. Look at her. I don't know, the outer, I think it's a deep green against like the cream outer variegation, and like every time it kind of looks like this, I always like think about feather, like, you know, when you're a kid and you're like, is this just a me thing? I don't know. This is what I did when I was a kid, because there's a lot of pigeons in the city. You see like those feathers. It sounds gross now. You like see the feather and then you like you just like touch it, and like sometimes if it's like never mind, I'm just gonna stop. This sounds so stupid. Anyhow, Hoya Polyneura out of variegated, look at her. It's just super stunning and super fast in my experience. So wild. I love her so much. But yeah, the 10th plant, Hoya Polyneura out of variegated. Okay, honorable mentions. Actually, there's 2. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, first of all, do it. But I posted a propagation of my Monstera Aurea, and y'all know that she was a big tall plant. I chopped her all the way back. It was a little stressful. And so, oh man. So this actually was a top cutting, and I actually didn't realize that this leaf was here because she was at the very back in the corner and the Thai constellation leaves were kind of covering it. I am absolutely obsessed. Because it's a fresh cut, I don't see any roots yet, but she seems hydrated when I touched that. I got a lot of comments saying to cut off this petiole, but here's the thing, guys. This is where the new leaf, because this was like the top cutting of the Aurea. So this is where the new leaf is gonna come out. And I didn't want the plant to, I didn't want this leaf to be an energy drainer for the propagation. I just wanted to keep one leaf, and this was the prettier one. So here she is. I'm gonna share the process on my Patreon when it comes to updates for the Aurea. So that's her. And if y'all haven't heard, I propagated my Monstera Burle Marx Flame. So this is one propagation. She is in Leca. Isn't this weird, just seeing one flame in a planter? She is my favorite leaf. I think I said that in my Instagram post. But another plant that I propagated on Patreon, and here she is. So this is gonna look like nothing, because I think I propagated it like a week or 2 ago. This node right over here it's starting to wake up. And I know it doesn't look like it, but because obviously I was familiar with it, it was much flatter. There's gonna be so many flames. There's gonna be so many flames. So the honorable mentions for today are my Monstera Burle Marx flame propagation and my Monstera Aurea propagation. Again, I'm sharing the process, the propagation process, and the updates on Patreon, so if you want to see that, come join me on Patreon. Okay, y'all. I guess that's it. Ooh, what was my favorite? It's gonna have to be Philodendron Luxurians. We've just gone through so much, and this is the biggest leaf. It's pushed out and it's not damaged, so Philodendron Luxurians. But what was y'all's favorites? It is the end of August. Can y'all believe? I can't believe it. Oh gosh, I'm looking around. There's so many other plants that I want to put in this video. Again, I have a Patreon, so I want to thank everyone in my Strawberry Shake tier and my Leca Drop tier, but a very special thanks to those in my Burle Marx Flame tier, my Lobster Claws, Ryan Jones, Marnie McCallum, Gerda, Janice Upton, Francesco, Margot T, Remy Pabila, Lisa Mata, Gayuna Nelson, Crystal, Casey Groves, Daniel Wilcox, Sam Pennypacker, Blaine B, Carlos Holling, Gina Alexandra, Storm McRoy, Rocio Ramos, Kendra Prum, Stephanie McGinnis, Soda Rocks, Danny Ellie, Alicia D, Courtney Evans, Simone, Kiki in the Garden, Artie, Taylor Janik, and Benjamin Fraley. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the very end, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!